Hi guys. Hi guys, how are you? Hi. Hi Jimmy. Hi. Hey girl, hey. Guys, I'm here with my old lady electric blanket. Hey Kaylee, hi. I know, I had a couple days where I just didn't, I knew I wouldn't be able to go live, but I knew like the past few days that I just wouldn't be able to, but I'm good now, I'm back. Hi. Hi. It's not going to be a super long one tonight, unfortunately, because I'm feeling tired, you know? Yeah, she added a show in Madrid. Hi, Megan. So that's pretty awesome. I'm good, Kaylee. How are you? Hi, Melinda. Hi. I know it's been a couple days. I'm sorry. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about the possibility of Torture Poets having a second. Yay, you got the notification. Let's talk about the possibility of Torture Poets having a sister work of some kind. And I don't necessarily mean a sister album. I mean, like the way Lover had the journals that went with it, the way that Midnight's was, the vinyls were a clock. Hi, Jake. So I'm like fully in on, at this point, I'm fully in thinking that there might be like a collection of poetry. Yeah, thank you, Kaylee. Something to go alongside the album. Like the film project, but I think it'll be something more of an accompaniment, it will be something to go with Torture Poets. Hi, Liz. How are you? Yeah. And I don't know what word I was trying to say. It's going to go with the Torture Poets. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at. I think it just like talking through that's where I landed today. I think it'll be, well, Love Letters is a good guess, but judging if we're right about the subject matter of Tortured Poets, then I don't know if Love Letters would be the right. I shared it, but Courtney, Swiftie Sweetheart, posted a video about how possibly the poems pick up where the Lover journals left off, which was right at the start of her relationship with Joe. And I think that's very interesting. I think that's very, very interesting. And I think it's also super possible she was Easter egging it during that Jimmy Fallon interview I posted. If not the total album, the concept of what the album was. Hi, Sweemo guy. I know, I'm also in mine. Listen, if he has no haters alive, then I am. Hi, Kat. I'm doing good, Alexandra. How are you? It's freezing in Missouri. It snowed overnight. It was like 70 degrees yesterday during the day, and then by the time the sun went down, it was sleeting. So I was just freezing my ass off all day. Oh, 100%. So yeah, I would love letters, but I don't know if they would fit that. You know what I mean? What we think Torture Poets is going to be about. And like So Long London makes me feel like we're probably right. You know what I'm saying? I think it's all very interesting. And something I said to Courtney today was like, I think we need to maybe start thinking of You're Losing Me. Instead of the last track from Midnight's, it was potentially the first track on Tortured Poets that she decided to put on Midnights because of the vibe. Hi, Rach. Any news about Travis? No, I don't think so. Has there been news about Travis, guys? I don't think so. You're Losing Me being the first track on Tortured Poets instead of the last track on Midnights. And that sort of made me think like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I could see that, right? Like, especially if that's the topic of conversation, right? Yeah, I love it. Love letters to herself, maybe. I don't know. I think there's going to be something else. I just don't know what it is yet. I think it's also very possible that, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. Because has she ever Easter egged any sort of double that hard before? Like, we're straight up seeing multiple different nail polish colors of hers, and that's not really something she's ever done in the middle of an era, you know? Oh, see, I don't think You're Losing Me was before the breakup. I think they were maybe a little more off and on, and I think Jack was sort of building a timeline there. Yeah. Yeah. They at least broke up for the first time a very, very long time ago. A very long time ago. I think Labyrinth is a great song to explain an on and off again relationship, in my opinion. Midnights in general to me is a very much like on again, off again relationship album. Like it's I'm so glad you're here. We were just talking about our comments earlier today. Yeah, no. I agree with you, Jamie. Something to go with the bookmarks. We haven't really addressed the bookmarks openly, but we mentioned, like, yeah, I think we're getting something to go along with the album that's written, right? I think personally, like, a poetry journal or a collection of poetry or something like that. And so I think that's what the bookmark is for, yeah. Yeah, poetry journal, something. No, the Tortured Poets TikTok account is not real. There are not very many things about Taylor I know for certain because I don't know her, but I know for certain there's not really an advantage to her leaking her own works, you know? Hi, Tanya. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. So I would, honestly, I wouldn't follow those accounts. I think they're just, yeah, she doesn't troll, she Easter eggs. Well, she has trolled us sometimes, so, but I don't think she would troll in this way. There's just really, like, there's no reason that she would do that. There's just no reason she would do that. I don't think that's a real leak, if I'm being honest with you. Let's take a rewind for a second. Back to the double album drop theory, right? We have gotten leaks, and some of them are legitimate. We got the entire track list and a bonus track already leaked, and those were legit leaks. The fact that we haven't heard anything from a leak about a second album leads me to believe that definitively there is not one, okay? However, you can believe two things when it comes to that Tortured Poets account, right? You can believe that it's completely fake and made up, which probably totally possible, or you can believe that it's a leak, right? If you choose to believe that it's a leak, it would make more sense that a leak came from something written, a written word, like a book or something separate. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. But it is hard to figure out because of AI. either way, it's not something I'm going to look, like, I don't like leaks, right? So, like, I would recommend to stay away. No, the track list got leaked. The whole track list and the bolter. It was on the original track list that got leaked. It's sad. Yeah, it's really sad. And I don't know what's real and what's AI. I don't stick around long enough to tell. I usually just like report it and then GTFO. You know? I'm like a report block. Not interested. All the things, you know? Hi. I think a certain amount of leaks are like, honestly, a little bit to be expected. They suck. Everyone hates them. But they kind of are. And I think that's also why we could never, ever, ever get a surprise drop ever again. Because, so, what do you report it as? I just report it as like copyrighted material or fake AI. Because if it's AI, I actually get it taken down. Yeah, she might have announced it like sort of like a Midnight's Mayhem with me type of thing, for sure. But, you know, she didn't get to. They just like, it is what it is, but, oh, that's what I was saying. That's why we'll never see a surprise drop, because the way that Billboard rules changed, like, in order for your pre-sales of vinyl and CD hard copies to count towards your first week of sales, they need to be shipped. So that means that the product already needs to be done, completed, packaged, boxed up, and labeled, ready to go the day the album drops. Taylor drops it on a Friday, so they need to count. And that's just not possible. Like, you can't do all of that operation and actively avoid a leak so Taylor can have a surprise drop, you know? Yeah, report as misinformation AI. So that's just, it's, I don't know, it's just one of those things that like that's why I don't ever see her successfully doing a surprise drop ever again. Like, Evermore was successful, but it was also, as far as charts go, like one of her least successful album when it debuted, and that's why, because those rules had changed. So I don't, no rep and debut TV at the same time. So I don't think so. And I could be wrong, right? Like, she could change all the rules on me, and, you know, I could be wrong about everything, but like, my gut reaction is telling me that she would rather give an album a super short era than give it a shared era. Source, 1989 and Speak Now. That's about all I got. Hi, Hoppy. How are you, girlfriend? I know. Yes, I do think Travis will go to Singapore, for sure. Yeah, I do. Because she's there for 2 separate clusters. So she plays 3 shows, and then she has, I think, a 2 or a 3-day break, and then she plays for 3 more shows. I don't know if he'll be there for the entire thing. I could see him going to... I really want him to go to, like, all the shows in one city. Like, that's all I want. I want to see him at multiple nights in a row. It's not going to be, like... I don't believe in pressuring people. Like, if he has any kind of other obligation or whatever, like, that's, you know, whatever. But I just personally would love if he was able to go to multiple shows in a row. Yeah, multiple nights would be incredible. I just want to see him having a good time. You know what, though? Here's what I'll say. How many times did Joe Alwyn go to a show? Because it would have been just Reputation. And I think I remember we saw him... I think he went to the One Lover show where she's wearing the purple jumpsuit. How many? It wasn't that many, is what I'm getting at. doesn't she have just international shows? Does she have shows in the US still? Yes. So at the end of this year, she'll go to Indianapolis, Miami, and New Orleans, all in the United States. She also does Canada dates as well, so she'll be very close to the US. 2 to 5 shows is what I'm hearing that Joe went to. See, I think it was just 2. There's only 2 photos I can remember, like 2 different outfit photos I can remember seeing of him, but 2 to 5 is giving me is what seems to be the general consensus. He went to 2 to 5. Let's just round up and let's just say he went to 5. He went to 5 of her shows in 6 years. Oh, hey, Danny. Travis has gone to 2 in the last 6 months. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, say hi to Danny. Keep an eye out, guys. Something shitty happened to Danny and her live got banned. So we're gonna have to rally the troops here in a little bit. We might have to start sending TikTok some angry emails. We love her. Oh, 3 shows. He did go to Kansas City. You're right. You're right. So Travis has been to 3 shows in the last, 6 to 7 months. You right. Yeah, we're upset about it. So don't harp on it too much, guys. I know it's shocking and it's irritating and upsetting, and I'm totally with you. But let's just like Kiki and talk Taylor, you know what I mean? Keep it light and fun and try to enjoy the evening in any way that we can. No, it's okay. I'll check my phone. Sorry. I think I saw that you sent me an audio message and I was like about to get in live, so I couldn't answer you, Danny. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. If Travis goes to Singapore, it will Band-Aid you? Oh. Oh, I understand. I was like, what? Oh my goodness. Oh, guys, on a side note, I have to say that it doesn't look good for L'Jarius Sneed anymore. Sadly. I know we all got really excited. I'm remaining hopeful. Because they put a franchise tag on him like they said they wanted to, but the other side of the coin is that also means that he then has value for a trade. And then the Chiefs did say they told him today that he could explore trade options, which doesn't necessarily mean that's the end, but they haven't reached a deal yet, so that's sad. I think way too much about what could have been if he went to 2 nights in Argentina. I agree with you, Zoe. Oh my gosh, hard agree. Feel like it would have been is it weird to say life-changing? I don't think so. I don't care. Danny, I need to make a video on this because her playing synth on that keyboard was 1,000% an Easter egg. I literally have an email in my work email reminding me to make that video tomorrow because I forgot today. But yeah, right? I also am very unwell. It was because it wasn't even the synth for me. It was the look she gave. You know what I mean? It was giving. Remember before she announced Speak Now and she used to go back after singing Enchanted and she would do the Taylor look over her shoulder? You know what I'm saying? It was that look on the piano. That that shit-eating grin. That's what it's like. I know something you don't know. Thank you. That's so nice. Yeah, that was 1,000% an Easter egg. 1,000% an Easter egg. And How do I feel about Synth? I'm not sure, right? I don't know how I feel about Synth, but also I've loved everything that she has ever put out. So the Chiefs did release MVS. It can be a placeholder, yeah. Yeah. So either she's Easter egging us or she's trolling us. But the look makes me feel like it might be an Easter egg. And isn't that's fucking crazy to say. Like, Taylor Swift gave us a look, so it's an Easter egg. Synth pop is like, literally I Googled this because I don't know how you define music like that. Let's learn together. Let's Google it together. Synth pop, let me give you like, I want to give you a hard example. Like, it's the first song that comes on is that relax, don't do it. So there you go. First off, you're welcome for that. Like, that one was for free. The next one's gonna cost you. Forever Young. Just Can't Get Enough. Wow. It's just really like bumpy. Tainted Love. Oh, I love Tainted Love. Maybe I'll play Tainted Love. Tainted Love is probably... See, maybe I do like synth pop. I don't know. I love Tainted Love. But I'm also having a really hard time knowing how connected this album already seems to like literature and poetry and like the lake poets to like Tainted Love. Like, I'm like having a really hard time making that. Oh, goodness. Jack does do a lot of synth pop. Listen, I would for Jack Antonoff. Thank you, baby. I love you, Danny. I love Jack Antonoff. I would for Jack Antonoff. If his name's on it, I'm going to listen to it. And chances are I'm going to love it. No Jack slander, ever. Ever. Thank you, Kaylee. I love how all the Chiefs are like just loving on Taylor. The whole Pop-Tarts thing was adorable. I can't. Yeah, I just love how they're loving on her. Sweet Dreams. Man. So turns out I do like synth pop. Turns out I like synth pop, so I'll love it no matter what. I don't know. I think it was an Easter egg for sure. It was the look. The Taylor thing, but... Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, guys. That's so nice. Yeah, let's talk about that, Harper. The coach talking about her coming around privately, and my ears perked up too because I thought, what? What does he mean coming around privately? Does he mean going to games before she sat in the box? Before we saw her? Did he mean that September 24th wasn't the first game Taylor went to? Is that what he was talking about? Help. Because that's what I thought. Because what we had all collectively, we got together and we saw that Travis Kelce was photographed at Zero Bond in New York between preseason and training camp. There was a little break there and he was photographed at Zero Bond. And that was before they said they started dating. Naughty and sneaky. Naughty and sneaky. Hi. Because what is that? What are they saying? Maybe they went to Chiefs events. Yeah, maybe. Possible. I will say I don't know how many Chiefs events they do during season. It seems to be pretty regimented. Yeah, maybe coming around to players' families, dinners and gets-togethers. Yeah, totally possible. Totally possible. Listen, I'm in my Delulu era. I'm going to choose to believe that Taylor went to more games than we think. When did Kylie and Jason make the joke about him dating on the podcast? It was before, before they were together. I remember he was wearing the John Mayer t-shirt. I made a video on this. I literally made a video after this podcast episode aired because of that. And I was like, oh, they know something. Asking Secret Crush, and he said Taylor. Yeah, Hoppy, when was that? Was that preseason or was that training camp? Naughty and sneaky. Training camp. He did have the mustache all of training camp. He got the mustache like early July, I think we said. Training camp ended end of July. There was like a week break before preseason started in August. Yeah. I don't know. Wyatt never lies. We love her. The Kylie episode was early August. I believe you. July 19th was the Zero Bond picture. Thank you. Because, yeah, that's earlier than we thought, I think. Earlier than we've been led to believe. Because if you think July 16th, I mean, the Kansas City concert that he went to was July 8th. So literally a week later, he was in New York City at Zero Bond. That's very suspicious. I feel like Cupid was for sure the tellers at this point. I know everyone says her cousins and all of that, but like, who talks to their baby cousins about who they should date? I don't know. I'm not close with my cousins, but thank you, Miriam. But that doesn't seem like someone I'd go to. I'd go to my girlfriends. Yeah. I think the tellers. Kelly seems like a really good friend, right? Like, and she seems like she has just a really good read on Taylor, and like their level of BS is similar. Like I feel like she would be like, here, I know a good guy. Yeah. Thank you, Hops. I'll check it later. Yeah, okay, Ryan, let's talk about that. When was she on the Segway with her dad? Because it does look like a Chiefs shirt. There is a Chiefs design out there that looks like that, and she totally could have been Easter egging that for sure. I don't know if she would Easter egg her personal life like that, but July 27th. Interesting. Santa Clara. Yeah, that tracks. I mean, you can overnight Chiefs shirt from Amazon. You really can. But also, yeah, Travis totally could have sent her one super easily. And she's Taylor Swift. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep up. He made bracelets, yeah. Yeah, he was in Tahoe with Miles Teller July 14th for a golf tournament. So literally just after. So the Cam connection, not really. Cam's brother was not on the Chiefs this year at any point. He's in New Orleans. He plays for the Saints. I don't know if I've seen that Cam and Travis like were friendly or knew each other. But Cam's brother was not on the Chiefs to like make that connection. So, yeah, I don't know if that, yeah, I just believe the tellers are more likely to be a Cupid there. tight end universities in June. Yeah, tight end universities in June. I don't know. What I know for sure is that Jack Antonoff was trying to help us like cement a timeline a little bit. So Miles Teller and Travis Kelce, like from what I understand, are like fairly friendly with each other. They have some golf tournament that they recently did. Yeah. Tight End University is a clinic that Travis helped found with a couple other tight ends, and basically they just like showcase different tight ends. They like do trainings together, they run drills and watch film and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like I think it's like a week or so, like, but the whole actual thing is 3 days. Oh my God, I saw the report cards, and that's like fucking embarrassing. So let's talk about it really quick, guys. Like apparently the NFL placed like report cards to the team, all the teams in the NFL, and they like vote basically. I really need to make more friendship bracelets. I've only made 2, you guys, and they're cute, but I'm really struggling. They had all the players vote, like rank their owners, and like one of the questions was like, it was like about the owner who is the least likely to reinvest into team facilities, and it was Clark Hunt ranked last in the league, which is like, that's fucking embarrassing. Like, do better. Especially on a team that just won the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. So yeah, like that's fucking embarrassing. That's all I have to say. Like, yeah, second year doing the report card. Yeah, that's gross, man. I don't have any beef with the Hunt family. I just like, come on, do better. You know what I mean? Just like step it up. Okay, you got your report card. So like now I'm curious what he does. Like, do better. Let's see. Do better. The only A was Coach Reed, and he deserves it. He's incredible. They did release the plans for renovations. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, it's the exact same handle, Swifty and KC. I can share those things so much easier on Instagram on my stories. If I share from another creator, if they're in the creator program, I can't share it, and I have no way of knowing, and so it takes it down and gives me a violation like every time. So I just don't share stuff to my stories like that anymore because I don't want it to get taken down. But on my Instagram, I can share that stuff directly so you guys can go right to like their profile. Thank you, Lisa. What shows were in July? Kansas City, Denver, Santa Clara. What else? Was there one more? Kansas City was the beginning of the month, and then I remember she went to Denver the next weekend after. Santa Clara, Seattle. Basically, the report cards, like, the players just grade coaching staff, training staff. Yeah. And he was, like, the worst, so... Yeah, Seattle was the earthquake. I had a friend that was able to go there. She said it was so incredible. Was that house inside Arrowhead real, or was that just like creepypasta? Because something made me feel weird about it, but I don't know. And usually when I get that feeling, I'm like, this might be AI, or like, you know what I mean? Broken promises with updating training facilities. Yeah, I could see that. Like, I could see that for sure. Arrowhead just needs updates. I don't know. It needs updates. Yeah, damn, that's wild, guys. I didn't know. I mean, you know what I mean? It still feels icky. Travis went to the Eras Tour show in Kansas City with the Mahomes, Patrick and Brittany Mahomes. Brittany Mahomes posted a picture before and she was like, Swifties. Yeah. I love Brittany Mahomes. Yeah, Arrowhead is super old. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't even like, honestly, there was a lot of things like missing for me in that huge renovation that they launched. One, a roof or a retractable roof of any kind. Like, what? Why do we need a bunch of VIP boxes? Like, they have a hard time filling them at SoFi. Like, why do we need them at Kansas City? No. Give us a retractable roof, damn it. Damn it. Travis and Patrick are adorable together. They were like tweeting at each other today. They must miss each other. Yeah. Treatment of families, yeah. I mean, money's in the VIP if you can sell the VIP section. That's what I'm saying. Like, if SoFi and what's the Raiders stadium called have a hard enough time filling them, what makes you think Kansas City will have an easy time filling them? Allegiant, thank you. Because I don't think that would happen. I don't think it would be super successful. Yeah. Taxpayers denied the roof in 2016. So many, many moons ago. And it was because it would have been an additional increase. So what I'm saying is the money and the facility renovations that they put forward this time, I think probably a lot would have been better served with some sort of roof and then whatever. But no, there's no possibility Kansas City will ever host a Super Bowl. It is hosted by teams that are in domes and or warm weather. So no. Yeah, but so Travis has gone on record saying no roof. Travis is not the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Nor is he the owner of Arrowhead Stadium. So in my opinion, a really great reason to have roofs is because while these are technically NFL stadiums, taxpayers pay for them, right? And taxpayers only benefit when those stadiums are getting used. It brings populations to the area. People spend money locally. That's when the taxpayers see benefits. And when there's no roof on a stadium, you cannot use that stadium for half the year. It's too cold. You can't hold concerts. You can't hold conferences. You can't hold benefits. You can't do anything. It's just empty for half the year. So, in my opinion, if the taxpayers are paying for the stadium, which they are, they deserve a stadium that they can use year round. Yeah. And don't, like, I can get on my soapbox about that, about how the NFL has restrictions on their stadiums that then they don't pay for and push that onto the taxpayer, but I'm not going to get on a political soapbox tonight. I'm in a good mood. It's fun to watch games in the snow. I'm not denying it's not. I'm just saying, like, have a goddamn roof so that you can actually use that venue for anything else other than football. When you limit yourself to just football, you're missing out on a lot of other potential revenue bringing things to that stadium and to your city and to the people in the area. Vikings have a dome. Giants, I don't know if they have a dome, but Vikings have, yeah. Those were enclosed, I believe. The new Kansas City current stadium is not enclosed. They have a little bit different of a attendance, though. So Arrowhead Stadium, someone can Google it and fact check me, but I want to say it's like 67, 72,000, something like that. Kansas City current stadium is going to fit about 22,000 people. So we have additional enclosed venues in Kansas City that could fit that amount of people as well, that are probably better suited for an event of that size. But for larger events, hitting in the 76,000, thank you, Chris, hitting in the 70,000 mark, Arrowhead's the only place in Kansas City that we could host something of that size. So, yeah, hence retractable roof of some kind would make sense. Can I explain the franchise tag? You should watch my most recent video. I explain it, and that's really all there is to it. Yeah, I'm scared we're going to lose Snead too. But I really hated losing, I don't know how to say his name either, Tyrann Mathieu, Honey Badger. Hated losing him. Thank you, Tim. But we did, and we've been okay. So, yeah. I love him so much. And sorry, husband, but he's very handsome. I love his smile. The new Royals Stadium, I have an unpopular opinion, which is like, do it. Get it downtown already. Do it and be done with it. It should have happened years and years and years ago. The business side of the NFL is painful, and is my belief why people don't, like, why people who don't get into the NFL stay away from the NFL. Because when we're talking about stuff like this, like contract negotiations and trading who for who, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. I think Chris Jones has proved that he's worth the money at this point. Not just in play, but from a leadership perspective, right? At this point, he's taken us, he's helped lead our defense to 2 Super Bowls in a row. Him personally for 3. Yeah. I think you pay him. I think you pay him. And just move into your next negotiations, right? Yeah, it's a bargain. I don't know if I would call it a bargain, but it's, I mean, pay him. Yeah, Ro, for sure. Ro, Hoppy, other people who, like, are in the football know, how likely is it the Chiefs get Justin Jefferson? Is that his name? The Viking? I love him. I think he's great. I always want to change it to Jackson, but I don't think that's wrong. I don't think that's right. We can't afford him. Hoppy says 60. Hoppy knows her shit. See, and this is why I hate this time of year, because everyone's like, we might be getting this person, we might be getting this person, and that's not what interviewing for another team means, you know? Even with L'Jarius Sneed, right? Like, we told him, go seek trade options. Fine. Who do you think L'Jarius Sneed wants to play for? Do you think he wants to play for the Green Bay Packers or even the Eagles at this point? Or do you think he wants to play with Patrick Mahomes? So, if I'm L'Jarius Sneed, I'm going to go get a trade option for leverage with the Chiefs. You know what I mean? So, all of it right now, it's all just like, and it's like, it's why I think that's why people just like are so exhausted by it. It's just so exhausted by it. And also because Patrick is restructuring his contract too. So, with Patrick open to restructuring, the 30 extra million that I'm calling the Taylor Swift NFL fund, the money from Valdez Scantling, and who knows what else. We've literally just basically started. It's not impossible. It really all hinges on Pat's contract. I'm choosing to be very hopeful. I don't know if every NFL player has agents. They should, though. I'm sure they do. Yeah, letting Townsend go, money. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Hop. That's a good point. When will we know who's where for good? That's a really great question. There were players being traded in the playoffs last year. Like this season. Players being traded in the playoffs. Not kidding. And that's, I think, why people get so exhausted with the politics and business end of football. Because it's just like constantly, people are just constantly moving around. And there's like, yeah, it's fucking bananas. Most things will be set like around the start of the season. Preseason kind of helps get all that settled out. But like, yeah, Chris Jones wasn't settled until like how many games into the season? 3, 4, maybe? It's crazy. Yeah, and it's, again, I'm probably not going to do too many Football for Swifties videos on the various like free agencies and contracts because there's so many different variables that could happen, and it rarely ever turns out the way that is like favored. Like, oh, this person's going to go X, Y, and Z, and then sure enough, that's not what happens, because someone swooped in at the 11th hour with a better deal. Yeah, Hardman left, went to the Jets, and came right back. That's right. There's trades and stuff happening way late into the season. It's wild. They can't get rid of Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney is in a contract that gives him guaranteed money. So what that means is the Chiefs would have to pay him. If they release him, which they can do, they still got to pay him money. If they trade him, which they can do, they still have to pay him money. So the options are for another team to buy out that contract, or to just invest in a little bit of private training over the off season and hope that the kinks get worked out, which is something Andy Reid has been known to do with his players. We've seen a lot of players have a disappointing season and come back a lot stronger. So, yeah. I think Tony has 1 or 2 more years left on his contract. I don't know. He's like, my biggest hang up with him isn't even the drops during the season. It was his attitude after, right? It was when Tommy Townsend, I don't think, was officially let go yet, but we did sign a new punter, so it doesn't look good. It was his attitude after when he was in the live or whatever, that he was like talking shit about like, I'm not injured. Well, like, first off, you shot yourself in the foot. And like, why are you doing that? They can move him to the practice squad, but I'm pretty sure they'd still have to pay him the exact same amount to be on practice squad. Yeah, he said it was like AI or something. It's so weird. Yes, that's what a salary cap is, Sandy. Each team has a certain amount of money, and that's all that they can spend on their salaries. Travis has until the end of the 2025 season, which I think is technically 2026. I know, right? How many players will take less money to go to the Chiefs? Honestly, I don't think many. What you would see more than likely is players who are already on the Chiefs restructuring to retain other players on the Chiefs, like Patrick. Yeah. Travis Kelce is another great example. He hasn't negotiated for like increase in funds, even though he like could and should. And he would deserve every bit of it because he prefers to play for Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes instead of getting more money from a different team. Yes, I think Travis is going to be in Singapore. Yeah, I feel really hopeful about the Chiefs this offseason. I just feel really hopeful. There are some players that are going to go into free agency that while it sucks to see people go, I'm like, okay, but that'll help us out though, So I feel hopeful about it. I don't want to lose Snead, but see, I'm going to say something a little controversial. I know you guys are going to come for me. I don't want Mike Evans. He's had some disappointing seasons. Sorry. I don't know if they'll be able to keep Drew. I just think there's other priorities. So, who knows? He can catch a ball, but why would we pay Mike Evans when we can get someone else for cheaper that can do the same thing that Mike Evans can? We already have Trav. Yeah, plus he's older. And I think also, locker room is something to consider, too. I don't know much about Evans personally, but I don't know his vibe. Yeah. Yeah. We did this. Free agent they probably have in football or in soccer too. I don't know really how contracts work differently, but it just means that he's not there. When someone's a free agent, it means that they aren't under contract. So they are free to sign with whomever they please, whomever offers them money. Some players go into free agency and never get signed. Some players go into free agency and get signed months later. Some players go into free agency and get a deal right away. Yeah. Just depends. And there's it's just do I think Travis will retire after his contract with the Chiefs ends? I think that it depends. I think a lot of it depends first off on what his body's telling him to do and if he's still enjoying it and having fun. I think it depends. I want to believe the Chiefs would offer him a contract, but it's a business, so you never know. He could always go 1 year to 1 year, but I think everyone's trying to compare him to Gronk. And, I feel like Gronk retired early, too. Gronk had way more injuries than Travis Kelce did. And I still feel like Gronk retired a little bit early. So, I like Travis Kelce. I think he's still playing great. I think he's in great shape. And like I said, he's not nearly as, I'm going to knock on wood right here, not nearly as injury prone as Gronk was. Yeah. I'm not worried about Travis beating up paparazzi. I don't think that we need to worry about that. Yeah, agreed, Hops. For sure, agreed. What time is it? Oh my gosh, guys. I've been on longer than I intended. I think I'm going to go. You're learning so much football right now. I'm glad you're learning. If you haven't watched it, I have a playlist called Football for Swifties where I break shit down. I try not to get into the weeds, and that's why I don't like talking a whole lot about contract stuff, because there's always 800 different directions things could go, and I just want things to be easy and digestible. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Tanya. But if you want to learn about football, that's honestly, not to toot my own horn, but I think is a pretty good place to start. At least for the Chiefs anyway. So, Yeah, people get very intense about trades and contracts for sure. And it becomes like almost insufferable to talk to people about because they get very passionate about it. And I get it, but it's all speculative. So, yeah, guys, I love you. I'm going to see if we can work out a streaming situation for Singapore. So stay tuned. Yeah, love you very, very much. Okay, talk to you guys soon.